Hi, this is Millicent, and this is the third video that talks about using the word minority as refers to people. As I explained in the first video and in the second video, we really need to stop doing that because minority does not refer to people, and that definition should have never been added. The definition, again, the word itself actually um, was first established in the 1500s, and it just means less than or um, smaller, and it only referred to numbers. Then in the 1900s, you have this added definition referring to race and referring to people that are different from the majority. And so I wanted to talk more about that. And then this will probably be my last video on this subject. I'll be talking about some other things. But we have used that word minority for so long to refer to anyone who is not white. However, this is not the actual definition of the word as I explained. The majority was and still is considered white people or those of European descent. And who actually decided that? No one is better than another, and no race is more important than another one because we all have, every race has a brilliance that comes with them that has brought about inventions and different things that we use today. And it took all races to do that. So we really have to stop using the word minority in this way and remove it from legislation. Why can't I ever say that word? Legislation, businesses, etc. Because no one should have to identify themselves as a minority. And then at this time in our lives, it's actually ridiculous and it's even asinine at this point. But I wanted to talk to you about the people who are considered the majority, and that's anyone who is white or from European descent. And that leads us to white supremacy. So that's the belief that white people are superior to those of all other races, especially the black race, and should therefore dominate society. So whoever came up with the concept that I'm white, I'm better, I should dominate society, um, that has been going on for so long, and people have let that go on. Even our black people, we call ourselves a minority. We register our businesses as minority owned. We let that term go on as it is. And so then we wonder why we have to have fights like Black Lives Matter, or we have to, put our fist up and different things like that. Those things are fine, not knocking them at all. But the question that I have for you is Black Lives Matter to who? Does it matter to white people? You should make sure that your life matters to you and that you do something in society that's good for you and for society so the society can continue. Stop, hoping for your acres and your mule, and stop hoping that white people are going to treat you a certain way. No, we need to all treat each other with love and with care and with kindness. That's what makes the world go round. For us to make the determination that one race of people is better than another is not only foolish, but it's actually immature. When are we going to mature as a people? Let's think about it. Those things with the races, and then you have religions, and then you have sexual orientation, and you have other beliefs that have divided us. All these things have been utilized to divide us as a nation. So we're still divided on who's a Republican and who's a Democrat. And honestly, I'm not into politics. I think a lot of it is a bunch of crap. I'm just being honest and giving my opinion on it. But whether you're a Republican or Democrat, it doesn't matter. I shouldn't hate you because you chose to vote Republican. I shouldn't hate you because you chose to vote Democrat. That's your choice. And there have been forefathers who have died for us to have that choice. So to say that everybody should be a Democrat or everyone should be a Republican is foolish and is immature. The same with races. Why should I be white? Why do I have to be white? Why do I have to be any race? Doesn't matter. I am who I am. I'm beautiful the way I am. And you should look at yourself that way. When my husband and I started our business in 2009, we refused to put our business or list our business as minority owned because it's actually a ridiculous concept. And it's asinine, and we need to stop doing that. We need to stop looking at ourselves. We're not less than. No one is less than. And so when I look at Black Lives Matter, I look at all lives matter. So that means Black lives, that means white lives, that means Latino lives, that means Asian lives. I don't care where you come from. We all matter and we all add to this world. And so we need to always take care of each other. If anything, what we should focus on is taking care of those who are poor, taking care of those who are struggling, being there for people who need us, and making an impact in this world instead of continuing to fight a fight that's a ridiculous fight anyway. This has been going on for hundreds of years now, and it's time for us to grow up as a people. And that's why we have it. And this may sound weird, but that's why sometimes we have those different disasters because they wind up bringing us together as people when there's a huge hurricane or a huge fire or 9/11, something like that happened, or Katrina, then suddenly everyone pulls together and they forget or they put aside that I'm this color or I'm not that color or I'm this race, and we put that all aside and we work together to bring our world back. So why can't we continue that? Why does it have to take a disaster for us to realize that we're all equal, that we're all created equal, and I shouldn't even have to fight for that? And so here we are, still using the word minorities. And so my fight is that we stop. And I'm asking that you join me in that fight. I'm asking for you to look at yourself internally and realize that, hey, yes, I've been calling myself a minority, and I'm not a minority. I'm not less than anybody else. We need to all start looking at that. And I know that's a mind change, that's a culture change almost, but we need to start somewhere. And so I would appeal to you that instead of hate, instead of looting, I understand protest and I understand rioting to a point. But when you start looting and breaking up stuff, I'm here. I'm half and half on that because sometimes it does take, a little bit more, force to get things the way you need them. But at the same time, we've been fighting this fight for a long time, and it's time for us to stop fighting it. It's time for us to all grow up and mature as human beings and realize that Black people aren't going anywhere, white people aren't going anywhere, Asian people aren't going anywhere, Latino people aren't going anywhere. And why would we want the race to be? Why would we want to just look at a world that's all white or a world that's all Black? Do we look at flowers the same way? There are different types of flowers. You have lilies, you have daisies, you have roses, you have calla lilies. You have all these different types of flowers that are beautiful. You have different types of trees. Like, why would you want everything to be the same? That's just ridiculous. So we need look at ourselves as beautiful, and then start loving on each other. Love always dispels hate. Love covers a multitude of sins. Love is like the greatest. You can have all these other things. You can have money, you can have cars, you can have houses, but you don't have love, it means nothing. It means nothing. Even the people that have all the money in the world, you can go buy whatever you want. There's some of us who still struggle to try to pay that electric bill and try to pay that phone bill and keep our cable on and stuff like that. But there's some of you who don't have that problem at all. But it doesn't matter because if you don't have love, if you don't care for someone else, if you don't love on other people, then all that doesn't matter anyway. And you can't even go to your grave with it anyway. So let's all stop using the word minority as it refers to people, only refers to numbers. The example I gave was, five red trucks and three blue. The red trucks are in the majority. The blue trucks are in the minority because there are less blue trucks than there are red trucks. Minority refers to numbers, and we should keep it in math and not use it to define people. Even when you fill out your application for a position, why does it matter if you're white, if you're Asian, if you're Hawaiian, if you're um, Native American, if you're black? Why should that even matter on the application? Your skill set is what should matter and what you offer that company. So we need to get out of that. Why do I need to list my business as a minority owned business? We need to do that. So we really need to grow up as a people. We really need to do that. And so I send my appeal again, Black people, my Black brothers and sisters. Stop referring to yourself as minority and join me in this fight. This is a positive initiative to so that we can gain the equality that Martin Luther King fought for and that our other forefathers fought for, so that we can be able to have the right to vote and so forth. My white brothers and sisters, stop thinking you're better. You're not supreme. You go through the same things we all go through. We all have to take care of our children, maintain our houses. We all go to work and make a living. We all want to take a trip every now and again to, take a break from the different responsibilities we have. We all want to do those things. We want to get married and have children and spend time with our grandparents and all that stuff. We all do the same things through our life. We all experience death of a loved one, and some of us have been trying to get pregnant and can't, and that doesn't have a color on it. That's real life. We lost people. Some of us have lost people. We all live in this world together. That you're supreme. You're not. You're just a different color. That's it. It's just a color. So the mindset needs to change, and we need to look at ourselves and others and love each other. And that's what's going to change society. That's what's going to bring equality. My last video on this, I pray. I pray for all of you. I pray for the world every day. I pray that God blesses you and keeps you and all those things. And I hope that you take this initiative and fight with me. Out.